Back, man. Had to come back. Had to come back, man. We got a few things going on. A few things going on today, man. So many people, man, is just caught up with not paying attention to a message when a message is being taught and said. They too busy worrying about how hard the message is being said to them, and then they want to take accountability to speak about it, but they don't have the real reality of the message by displaying whatever they trying to display. But yeah, I'm waiting for a few people to get up here in this chat, man. Y'all hold on for a second. Sit. Yeah, I'm waiting for some more people to chime in, man, so we can get to it. It's always somebody that think they know something and don't know what they talking about, man. Always. But you know, we still here. We still gonna make things happen. We're gonna chop it up and see what we come up with. Sometimes you gotta challenge a few people with a few things. But yeah, y'all give me 1 second, man. I'm about to get to it. Uh, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Make sure y'all subscribe when you come in. Hit that like button, please. Hit that like button, and man, please hit the notification so y'all know when I'm up here. And we chopping it up. Well, as y'all know, it was a guy named Challz Brown. Said Dame been alive for 10 years, and according to him, according to him, um, whatever Dame been doing throughout the 10 years, just because he filed for bankruptcy, meant that he been lying as if he was a boss. He was speaking about Dame being on DJ Envy, and Dame was going crazy on DJ Envy, and he was saying if that was him, he wouldn't allow none of that on his platform. What he failed to realize was DJ Envy kept trying to go back and forth with Dame, but he wasn't speaking in the same language. He still wasn't listening to what Dame was trying to tell him, and that's why the conversation got heated. Period. Then he goes on to say something about, he mentions everybody's always right and Dame Dash always wrong. Everybody's right. I mean, yeah, everybody's always wrong, but Dame Dash is always right. Even 50 Cent, even Cameron. How he get 50 Cent and Dame ever said that 50 Cent was wrong about anything? Or Cameron, for that matter, was wrong about anything. Just because he sees the controversy that's going on now and trying to mix that in with his little episode that he got going on right now. And I get it, you doing things for the clicks and the likes and all that, but still, when you do the clicks or you do things for the clicks and the likes, make sure you speaking on straight up good conversation because it sounds good. The energy pouring out into his joint is he's just going back to back to back with it, but it don't sound like nothing. It don't sound like it just sounds like some straight up. I did this to get some clicks, and that's my whole point about that subject that he came up with. Matter of fact, let me see if I could pull some of that. Hold on, y'all. Big Rex, what up? Mm, I think I got some of it, man.
For 10 years.
Listen.
Ever since the Breakfast Club. What's best for your kids is to put your money into something. The stress, go through all of it. So when your child becomes a man, he doesn't have to work for nobody. In a business, or 15 years in the business, every day over and over again, and your son can't work here whenever he feel like it, you clowning him. I don't want him to work. But that's I'm not saying you. If you owned it, wait a second. Time out. That's stupid. You should be. Time out. No, no, you're wrong. I like the check. Wait, time out. Time out. Time out. You're lying. Before you lose your control, just focus.
Trav, what's
So
up?
listen to me. So why don't you listen? I'm working for free. Who could work? Would you ever enjoy being a slave? I'm not. It's not work today. Do you have a choice? Do you have to ask somebody when you have to? Yes, you do. I don't. Or you're fired. Can somebody tell you you're fired? Can somebody tell you you're fired? Yes or no? Can another man say you're fired? Absolutely. No one can tell me that. And that's priceless to me. But I'm here because I don't care. You enjoy having a man being able to tell you fired, but you would.
And see, that's the thing. What I'm trying to say, he's breaking it down to don't work. He's just saying some money. Now I get it. A lot of people don't have that mentality to run a business, and a lot of people don't even want to have that mentality to run a business. So then they'll work. Some people don't mind working to the day they die, get their pension, and then they do their retirement and they live happy and they good and they comfortable with that. That's good and that's cool. But a lot of us in our culture, a lot of us run around and act like we doing something so big. Some people be driving cars that ain't theirs. A lot of dudes be fronting in other girls' cars. A lot of men be living in girls' houses. When they get mad, when the girl get mad, they gonna kick you out. Soon as she mad about something, this my house, you get out. You know, if you were somewhere doing your own thing, you wouldn't have to worry about those things. So if you had your own business and you are business minded and you can wake up when you want and set things at a tone where you don't have to wake up because you got somebody else handling it, that's a good luxury. Even though the bosses still work harder than the workers sometimes. They the last one in the office. There's so many people in our culture act like, much outside. A lot of them ride around in these high-end cars and bodies, high-end cars, leasing them. And Dame was trying to push them and get them signed with a label because Dame was already inside the industry. He had a group inside the industry already. They do it ourselves. Said Jay-Z looked too, so they want to sign him. Because you keep his name in the press. That's Dame. Even if it wasn't brother. Now, mind you, Anybody that do open a business, and like he was saying, be a boss, try to get your own thing. Now, when you do, sometime it fail. You got to keep trying and trying and trying. Then if it don't, you just throw the towel in. The average business take 2 years to get off the ground anyway. Period. Didn't make it. So what? That ain't stopping him from getting money from all his other things he has coming in from royalties and a whole bunch of other side things that's been done. And you speaking in a 10-year bracket that he haven't been doing nothing. Well, I'm gonna show you that you don't know what you're talking about, homie. I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes.
Times he tried to say if you had a boss or you were an honest working man, that somehow you were beneath him, and he was the only one that knew how to do this boss thing right. Everybody else was chatty patties. Everybody else was gossiping.
And that's what you doing, gossiping, because he ain't never say everybody always the one doing it right. He ain't call nobody everybody chatty patties. He first y'all ever heard chatty patty was when he was on the Breakfast Club and got into it with DJ Envy and told him he said y'all getting paid about people business, man, like a chatty patty. And that's the only person you ever could have heard him say that to. And then after that, it became a saying that other people saying it. Then they utilize it or try to utilize it against them, against him, such as yourself. Even you don't even make no sense, bro. You ain't never heard none of this stuff ever. And did you figure out why he might owe 25 million or for whatever reasons might add up? What that got to do with somebody being broke because they owe some money? Did you think money stopped coming in because they owe some money to somebody? That don't even make sense. We're finished listening.
Was up on the Breakfast Club on their platform that they built and called them every name in the book but a child of God. He had nothing but disdain, but he wants to still promote his movies and his son's cookies, right?
They don't own the Breakfast Club, brother. That radio station built who they are. Didn't you just hear him say, "Can you get fired?" He asked Envy, "Can you get fired?" And then he asked Charlemagne, "Can you get fired?" And Charlemagne said yes. So what is you talking about, brother? They can get fired, and they would still have Dame Dash up there because that's how radio make money with people like that come and promote their stuff and they are controversial, big big people inside of the music or the movie game or the movie world or whatever you are of importance that can do nothing radio station. They will have him up there when they get fired. So you don't know what you're talking about. This has nothing to do with um Charlemagne or DJ Envy as far as if he needed them or something to promote his stuff. When they But like I said, we're gonna disc jockey or whatever you want to call him up there, DJ. We're gonna finish listening to some more of this talk. Let's do that.
He's just completely disrespectful. And the people on the DJ Envy, Charlemagne sitting up there trying to.
See, this guy like this that not the message, and that's just the point. And then every time DJ Envy come back, doesn't make sense to what he talking about. But my point to Charles nothing to do with what you're saying, man. He only speaking about just being an entrepreneur. He ain't got nothing to do with it. He ain't, what he said that's disrespectful. You mad that he was louder than them or speak faster than them? But you gonna say what he was saying wasn't the truth? Let's say that. Let answer that question. Cause what you saying don't make sense, Playboy. But we're gonna listen.
Gonna be honest, listen. And I know Dame Dash is a Golden Gloves boxer, and he said DJ Envy don't want to do that. When Charlemagne said you two should just box because it got so contentious, right? But at the end of the day, it couldn't have been my pro. Fucking like ruffian or no thug or no shit like that. But you're not gonna come on my platform and use my shit. Bring your cookies up there talking about all the shit you got going on, Dash Motors, which failed, by the way.
Which Dash Motors was something for his brother. that he helped his brother with. And like I just said a few minutes ago, if you try to do something and it doesn't go all the way, it doesn't work, you gotta keep going at it, and or just leave it alone. That's it. Leave it alone and start something else. That don't mean nobody failed. Hold on, y'all. Cuz all was good. I'm at the crib. You need to come through. I gotta tell you something. Hmm. Well, where you at? Got insight for you. You took it there already? When you get there, call me right back after you drop off. All right. Let me see where we was at, man. My bad, y'all.
Shortly after he left the fucking interview. So we're gonna have a conversation because it'll get my blood boil because I gotta do things as a boss. I gotta you can't just be brash and arrogant and act like an asshole when you're a boss. Don't work like that. But Dame Dash had a lot of people thinking, I'm a boss, beating their chest. I'm a boss. I'm just a boss. Oh yeah? Okay, so we're gonna see now. It's 10 years later since that infamous interview. Dame looking really rough out here. Dame lost everything that he ever had. He's talking about he got like 4 grand left. Like Dame Dash talked very, very big. He clashed with everybody in the industry. 50 Cent, Camera, everybody. Everybody was the problem.
Look how he D-Rod 50 Cent and Cameron. He talking about he clashed with everybody in the industry. Everybody. 50 Cent, Cameron, just because now he got a problem with Cam. He don't even got a problem with 50 Cent. What he did, how he clashed with 50. This is how you know when people just talk. You gotta pay attention, y'all. When you got them 2 ears, pay attention, man, because that don't even make sense. What 50 Cent? How he got a problem with 50 Cent? You ain't hear him say nothing bad about 50 or 50 say something bad about him. At this point, they was throwing little shots at each other a few months ago, but it wasn't nothing crazy. Like, stop it, bro. And what do you mean what he was doing in 10 years? I can tell you what he was doing in 10 years. He was doing music moguls on BET with Snoop Dogg and Jermaine Dupri and Birdman Baby. Um, he did that. What else he was doing? Um, Within then he had dropped his movie, which is Honor Up, which was on Lionsgate and got paid a hefty one with a big state of the art studio in LA for filming and shows. Um, with two mansions, he got rid of one. He kept the no. He no matter of fact, he was over here. Then he moved back over there and got a new house over there and was regulating over there all through LA. Within these 10 years you talking about, bro? What else we doing? We created the Dame Dash show for CBS. That was done. Let me see. Hold on, man. How this happen? Hold on. Let me see if I can get some memories. Pull up some receipts up in here, man. Matter of fact, this was my scene for the BT joint right here. Music moguls that we did all within this 10 years, and that's a check. It ain't all about just because you run business. Neither you himself is a business. So I'm just giving you a lesson, homie, with this, because you speaking things that you don't know what you're talking about. Actually, this was all of us shooting music mogul, and that's his son Boogie right over there in the corner with him. Because this guy also saying that his kids don't deal with him no more. His kids don't even like him, and all this was in the mix of 10 years. And not only that, Ava Dash got a joint that's on Broadway. I mean Broadway on Bravo right now as we speak with Dame in it. Okay, here's the Dame Dash show that we created in LA, built the set and everything. And actually, it was my idea. I set the meeting up with CBS, just so you know, I ain't nobody that's just clout chasing. I'm definitely in there. That's when we created that. I set the show up and had it on CBS, just so you understand. And here you go with his daughter in his house in L.A. up in the mountains. Within this 10 years, you talking with his kid. When you just said that fly little fly stuff, his kids don't deal with him and all that. I'm gonna do it so y'all can see even better view. Just look behind me and his shoulders. Y'all can see the mountains and all that back there. That's his house. We upstairs and the big pool is right there. It was his daughter graduation party. All the friends and all that out there. All the big dogs. Kennedy, the president's son, was out there. Just so you know. And then after that we go hang out. Diana Ross' son, you see him right there by Dame. And anybody couldn't get into this type of venue right here. And and if somebody broke, they ain't gonna be nowhere smiling and doing all this. They're gonna be somewhere trying to figure out what they doing or what's going on. So, oh yeah, and this is another thing he was doing. Here's the wine that we had, the Dusko Blue wine that we was promoting, and it was everywhere worldwide. Well loved. They discontinued it, but we thinking about bringing it back. Matter of fact, hold up. Here go the bottle, one of the bottles right here. Yeah, I put this together too, me and my brother Jay Black. Not even to mention the whiskey, the Dusko whiskey, man. Just so you know, we was been making moves with all that 10 years you talking. You don't know what you talking about. Stop watching too much media. And you supposed to be a person with a platform, but you watching too much other media, brother. And you basically talking just to be talking, man. Because ain't none of that ever occurred of what you're talking. A person can speak how they want to speak as long as the message is delivered correctly, and it's all about the person who listen to the message and get out of it what you're supposed to. So it's just a lot of people. I get upset that people always talking about a person is arrogant or saying this, and people just arrogant on their own way. They just quiet with it, and y'all accept that. Y'all just mad. But 9 times out of 10, them people don't give you these jewels about how to get some money or put that fire in you by speaking loud, and you skipping over, put that fire in you to make you want to go and get it. That's a fact. Let me finish listening.
Dash was the solution. He burned every single person that tried to do business with him in the last 10 years. Every single one.
Who he burnt? You ain't heard a person yet say, yo, he burnt me, he did this to me, this, that. He had lawsuits. That comes with business. Everybody gonna sue you. All the rappers and who else was in the game. He went at the big dogs, Leo Cohen and all of them that was trying to be slick with their label. And that's who he was woofing at. Now, who else did he burn? He put Kevin Hart on. He don't owe Kevin Hart nothing. Kevin Hart disappeared on him. Kanye still his man. The ranch that y'all just seen him in, him and Kanye, he got that through Kanye. So, like, a lot of y'all just be talking to hear yourself talk. Let me finish listening to this dude, man. You sound real crazy, homie.
Not one is doing business with Dame that started with him 10 years ago. Not one. Every single body, every single human that lays down with Dame Dash gets up mad. They got fleas on them. They irritated that they ever had.
Who you know that would did business with him that ain't doing business with him no more? Only one that you know is Jay-Z. And you seen how that played out. So who else you know that did business with him, they ain't doing business with him no more? Everybody else was working for the label or signed to the label. They wasn't doing business with him. And none of them people that was all doing business, they all separated doing their own things right now. But at the end of the day, man, the name of the game is put people on, let people rise and go and do their own thing anyway. It's not no to stay around and stick around and do nothing, but name one of them that's doing humongous things that you can sit on this your platform and talk like you talking about something, bro. People are doing their thing successfully. I'm just saying, you talking as if they running Fortune 500 companies out here or something. And he got his own network, American New, with commercials. So that ain't easy to get, and that's what's going on right now as we speak. So it's being built. So other than that, like, let me know what you talking about and what company you got that you've been doing for 15 years, man.
Do it, and they sue them, and they win. So everybody getting my comments, talking this, that, and the third, I'm not buying any of that shit. Okay?
Nobody
Now,
don't care.
I've been bosses struggle. This stuff to be an entrepreneur, it's hard. It ain't easy like Dame Dash make it. Just use your own money. Dame, well, how do we do it? Just use your own money. Make your own radio station. It don't work like that, gang. I know people been trying for 20 years to get a radio station. It don't work like that. But Dame Dash whole solution to every.
You said businesses ain't easy, and radio stations. First of all, spend your own money is how you get money, man. What are you talking about? Spend your own money, and when it come to getting radio, it's nothing but just the airwave commission, and it depends what area it is, which they have on lock. But there's a way to happen. My homeboy on a radio station down here, which is Hot 97 in Raleigh, and it took him a couple years. So you're right about that part. But he had to pull some up strings because of certain people that was playing gatekeeping to the radio station, and he made sure what the strings that he pulled got them shits untied, brother. So it ain't about if you spend your own money that it's hard to get a radio station. No, it's called gatekeeping, that they not letting people in. If you think you know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about because I got receipts for how that happened and how it happens. Period. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. And it ain't about the money. It's about who you know that can help you be able to put your money in the right place. Nothing you saying is making sense. Trying to downplay what my homie is speaking about, man. You ain't making no sense. Let's finish. Listen.
Get your own money. Start a business. That mentality is why a lot of dudes fail. And they end up in jail trying to live behind Dame Dashes. I can't be no boss. I can't be no worker. I gotta be the boss. A lot of these dudes go out here and sell drugs and do all kind of violent crimes because they want to live up to this nonsense that Dame Dash is talking.
If that ain't hater talk, boy, if that's not hater talk right there, tell me that ain't hater talk. A lot of these guys fail because they listen to Dame Dash with this nonsense. How do being a boss open up your company get to now he's saying, now the people that listen to that trying to live up to what Dame Dash saying they go out here and selling drugs and they end up going to jail. See how people try to word something and make it sound like it sound like something. See, this is how the start. Try to switch a person's words up. This man just said Dame Dash telling you to go be a boss, telling Envy to go open up a radio station. His son opened up, sell cookies and got a restaurant. Now, this guy gonna just sit here and say that's how people go to jail listening to the nonsense Dame Dash talking because they want to be a boss. They go out there and sell drugs. Selling drugs of what he talking, Selling how you get selling drugs from what he was talking about, or should I say, how you get out of what he talking about to make a person go sell drugs? That sound crazy, bro. That's some hating conversation you having over there on your channel right now, to try to brainwash people into thinking that. See, you talking so fast. That's how people get caught up. They go, they're saying all this, they crazy mess, and then they want to go out there and sell drugs. See, they ain't, but I caught it. That's how they messed up to go sell drugs. If a person go sell drugs on their own and they get caught, they stupid. If they went and did that, if that's what they got out of being a boss. They can still go and rob banks if they want to be a boss and get a lot of money and act like they're a boss. If that's the case, he ain't never said one word about going to sell no drugs, my G. Where you get that from, dog? If that ain't hate a conversation, man, please tell me what's next, man. Let me finish listening to some more of this junk, man.
You have to work. You have to start somewhere. You have to get a ground base. Everybody that he was disrespecting on that Breakfast Club, still in them same seats with a way more bigger bag than Dame Dash got right now. They're doing very well. They had consistent work. Dame Dash went up to that.
How you know what kind of bag this man got? Like, is he crazy or what? You think because a person don't got 200 million no more, they ain't got 5 or 10, 20 million sitting around somewhere, you think DJ Envy and them got that? What make you think that, man? They got a way bigger bag. And if they do, I hope so. I don't wish no bad on nobody. I must do say, let them eat, let them win. And if they do got a bigger bag, that's still cool too. Who cares? But what you know, how you know what this man got and got going on, man? Like, if you are a real business person that you say you are, Charles, you would understand that a person like him is far from broke, man. You just talking for it. Got to be for the content, because you evidently you doing this for a check or YouTube. There's nothing you saying makes sense, and they still in them seats. Yeah, and he's still back and forth on the plane and coming up there and doing interviews and going flying back home and all of the above. Now, if somebody broke, who could be doing all that and living in a big house with the pools and then his own lake in the back? What part of the internet you not watching? I know what part you are not watching. The smart part. You are watching the part with hater conversation. So you can come back and do what you're doing right now, bro. You sound wild to me, man.
Studio with an agenda. He went up there to embarrass them people and try to.
We back, man.
Your children can't own nothing because you're sitting here behind a desk. You got a boss. It's money and invested. Not man enough. I'm a real man. I do man things, right? So
Bankruptcy don't mean that you